Hello, this is Kitty Anderson, your board certified menopause coach. I've been coaching since 2017. Build your personal plan. Email jumpstartaip@gmail.com. I coach a 15-point plan for total menopause recovery. Let's talk about what to do when the HRT isn't working. I'll cover at least 15 things that you need to check out. Hey, this is Kitty Anderson again. Good to see you. I am a board certified menopause coach specializing in full recovery from menopause. So today I'm thinking a lot about my clients that are coming back to me for second sessions, third sessions, fourth sessions, and a lot about what their common problems are. And so to some extent, we are troubleshooting their HRT. But really, we're troubleshooting their whole life because there are so many things that affect HRT. So I've come up with a list of 15 common things, and I'm going to make this really as quick as I can. And I'm actually going to change the format here a little bit so that you can kind of digest the information a little bit better. So I'm going to insert a PowerPoint to try and kind of with an overlay of my voice to try and help you through the 15 things. But it is, let me just say, very common for it to get complicated. The first reason it gets complicated for you is you have had this perimenopausal period where you may not have gotten HRT. And so you may have figured in or added other solutions, things that were not HRT. And as you did that, you actually changed how your body was working. And most women without HRT have changed their diet in a very unhealthy way, thinking that fitness will come from diet trends, and it doesn't. Fitness comes from a high level of nutrients and optimized hormones. And then you complicated it by adding the HRT on top of that layer. And so we're going to evaluate that layer. The other thing is that there are certain things that are now inflammatory to our bodies because our hormones are not where they were once. So we've kind of tipped over onto this new plane, this absolutely new space for us. Your immune system is critical for full recovery, and your pandemic experience has hurt your immune system. Your immune system is not going to be working very well, period, because low hormones, and also you went through the period of up and down hormones of perimenopause. So because of those things, I can tell you without any kind of a test that your immune system is kicking up. You are reactive to foods. You are just a different person from the immune perspective. But we can recover a lot of that. Remember, you can enhance your immune health by adding nutrients, hormones, lower stress, low toxins, low infections, including COVID, light therapy, exercise, and enhancing your muscle mass. The only unfortunate thing is that if we have kicked into an autoimmune kind of a state, and this happens a lot if we have autoimmune genes, so if you've kicked into that state, you just have to do more to recover. So don't let these 15 things kind of surprise you. It's your body is in a different location. I don't know. You're in a different place on the map, right? So that's why it takes checking the boxes on these 15 things to see if you can get your life back. So I'm all about recovery. Also, you'll see at the end of this, I explain the everything affects everything issue. The issue that we have is you're an individual, you have unique genetics. And so a lot of this is experimentation. Actually, that's a good thing because then it takes away the pass fail issue and that you're okay with experimenting on these 15 different items. Coaching exists because our medical systems are really just medical care. They aren't about health. What can you get done in a 10-minute visit with any given doctor? It's all so overwhelming. So it takes you, the initiative, to knit together all of our silos of doctors, right? We have silos. We have an herbalist over here, and we've got an OBGYN here, primary care here, maybe an autoimmune doctor here, or a diabetes doctor here, diabetes educator. You've got all these different people in your life influencing what's happening in your body. And so you have to knit together the solution that's going to work for you, because a lot of these things that worked in the past before you had menopause are not necessarily going to work anymore. I'm sorry. This is the bad news. The good news is that we have HRT, but the bad news is that you have to knit it all together. There just isn't a way to do this. I, as a coach, help you do that very complex task. So it's all doable. I've kind of walked the path before you. I've worked all the different doctor types, and I understand a lot of the solutions that you've put into place. So, and where we do lack knowledge, then we go get it. You know, I'm a researcher, I'm an information seeker, I'm a problem solver. So that's how I help you. So let's switch over to the PowerPoint and just identify these 15 things for you. You can take a screenshot if you like. I made it really simple so that you can do a screenshot of one thing, and that becomes a checklist. Okay, see you in a bit. Okay, let's get this started. Troubleshooting your HRT. What to do when you don't feel normal. You think your HRT isn't working. Well, it feels like it's not working. What are the 15 things to check in on? First, your dosing. How much are you using? Remember, your best dose is unknown. The doctor doesn't know. This is all an experiment for you. Dose up until you feel really well and confident. Application. Is it all there? Is your patch firmly attached? Is your gel drying thoroughly before you put on your clothes? Nutrition. Nutrition is so important at this time. Because of the fluctuation in hormones, we end up with an autoimmune state. And so moving towards an autoimmune protocol diet is incredibly helpful. Stress. Is your stress managed well? The stress hormones are actually going to interrupt your hormones and your HRT. Do you need psychiatric medications? Well, this can happen. Some of these will help to balance your hormones. Some of these will enhance your hormones. Do you need other hormone types? Well, the estradiol is so low, and it is the primer for many, many other hormones, so you still might need to add other hormones. We cover HRT Plus and optimization in coaching. Toxic exposures. Have you been exposed to certain toxic elements like pesticides and herbicides? Canned foods are heavy in BPA. That's a toxin. And processed foods are heavy in phosphates, and that acts as a toxin in your body. Movement. Are you living a sedentary life? Have you been able to move? Are you doing inflammatory movement like very hard cardio or very hard weightlifting? Sleep. I've got a paragraph in my initial HRT appointment guide that can help you problem solve your sleep issues. There are many, many factors that are involved, and there are many non-toxic solutions that can help you here. Just email me at jumpstartaip@gmail.com and I will send you my initial HRT appointment guide. Other drugs. Are you using immune suppressing drugs? Is it blocking your HRT? Are you using sleep drugs? Are they blocking the HRT? My functional medicine training taught me that 370 drugs interrupt the good work of your HRT. Supplements and herbals, you have to know how these are affecting the receptors for your HRT. Testosterone, have you been brave enough to ask your doctor for testosterone? It is so critical for the entire HRT experience. Look for my testosterone playlist to learn about the 27 things testosterone does in your body. Thyroid hormones. Have you had your thyroid checked? Like I said before, the fluctuating hormones of perimenopause often lead to an attack on the thyroid. This gland runs your entire metabolism. You need to get support here with thyroid hormones if it is broken. Thyroid optimization will help you avoid weight gain. Alcohol. Alcohol drains your body of nutrients, and that causes symptoms. Do you need all of this? Well, I have no idea. This is overwhelming when you look at it. But what I can say is you need to consider all of this. And the main reason that we're looking at this now is because of COVID-19. We know that estrogen will protect us, so we need to make sure our HRT is working. We know from a 2021 study that women using HRT are 50% less likely to die from COVID. We have all this information here that says higher hormones are protective. We're using hormones in clinical trials. We notice low hormones in patients that are hospitalized. A similar virus, SARS-CoV, had 85% mortality or death if you have low hormones, but only 10 to 20% if you have your hormones supported. So this is what it takes to recover. It's possible that you would need to check in on all of these 15 elements. So let's put it all together. Where do you start? This seems overwhelming, doesn't it? But your hormones will support the other changes. Come to me for coaching if you need education, motivation, organization, any type of brainstorming, if you want to feel calm and focused. Why would you move resources to HRT? Well, we're having mental health issues typically. We might be at risk for losing our job, and these symptoms are going to last up to 11 years. You could improve your chances against infection, and it will reduce your lifetime costs of healthcare. So what can you do in the next 30 days? Remember that this is very much a holistic view. We're going to consider everything that makes life work: nutrition, movement, sleep, stress management, healing relationships, toxin reduction, and hormone sufficiency with HRT. Everything will affect everything, but you should feel a difference when you make changes to any of these elements. This is a big project. Once again, you can contact me at jumpstartaip@gmail.com. Always consider your individuality. You have a unique set of genes. I am not diagnosing you or prescribing. I am simply a coach helping to move you along the path to wellness. Thanks for watching. Okay, so that was a lot. And I'm so sorry. I just had to cover most of everything. This is kind of my checklist that we talk about in coaching. So try not to be overwhelmed. Take a deep breath. You just have to do one thing at a time, really. But the more that you can consider these 15 things, the further along the path to wellness you get. All of these things influence your hormones. All of these things influence your nutrition levels. All of these things are tipping you over and causing havoc And I'm sorry it has to be so difficult. I'm just one kind of help. You can go to all different areas for help. But what I've seen mostly with my clients is that they tend to lean into one doctor because they just can't fathom this idea of knitting together the entire solution. They can't fathom the idea. If you come to coaching, we will simplify the idea of knitting together all of these solutions because you're right, it is a lot. So we need to simplify it and we need to merge it into your life. We have to merge it into your life because you're right, it's not doable if you don't merge it into your current routines and your current practices. If you don't find the shortcuts, it's the very bright and intelligent woman that asks me what my shortcuts are. It's really incredible. Sometimes I can just transfer those over to you and help you along the path. Sometimes we've got to brainstorm your life. And it's during that creative process of brainstorming that we find your solution. So basically, there's the universal laws of hormones, the universal laws of nutrition, and we've got to funnel it down and make it work with your budget and your life and your cooking ability and all of that type of thing. So that's the magic that happens. Anyway, email me if you need help. I'm at jumpstartaip@gmail.com. Take care. Till next time. Please share. Let's help others. This is how we help our sisters. Bye-bye.